In this video, we'll talk about the unseen labor behind your morning coffee. So let's look at the journey of coffee, starting from the absolute beginning and all the way up to your cup. The journey begins with the plantation of coffee seeds, which are actually unprocessed coffee beans. Planting requires the wet season and moist soil to firmly set the roots. It grows in humid tropical climates, and countries like Brazil, Vietnam, Colombia, Indonesia, and Ethiopia produce the most coffee due to its favorable climates. Coffee seeds are planted in shaded nurseries where they are watered frequently. After a while, green leaves emerge, and little plants continue to grow for the next month until they're big enough to be permanently planted. Within 3 to 4 years, these plants transform into big trees producing coffee fruits, also called coffee cherries. All the magic is hidden in these cherries in the form of coffee beans. Now, these coffee cherries turn their color from green to red and develop sweetness. The bigger and darker red the cherries are, the bigger and sweeter the coffee beans will be. Cherries become ready for harvesting in about 9 months, and it's done either by machine harvesting, hand picking, or strip picking. Machine harvesting is possible only in the farms developed on a flat level, where the machine can easily maneuver its way through the farm. Handpicking is labor-intensive and a difficult process, though in places like Brazil, where the landscape is relatively flat and the coffee fields are immense, the process has been mechanized. Handpicking is used for high-quality coffee, either by strip picking or selective picking. In strip picking, all of the ripe and unripe cherries are stripped off the branch at one time, while in selective picking, only the ripe cherries are picked individually by hand. After a hefty process of separating all the clean red cherries, they are transported to the processing plant. Coffee is refined in one of 2 ways. The first is the natural method, also called the dry method, where cherries are simply spread out on wide surfaces to dry in the sun until their moisture drops to 11%. The second is the wet method, in which harvested cherries are passed through a pulping machine to separate the skin and pulp from the bean. Then the beans pass through water fermentation tanks. After going through several steps, the beans become ready for drying. Before exporting these processed beans to different countries, the coffee is repeatedly tested by professionals. These professionals use a technique called cupping to taste the hundreds of coffee samples. It is tested for its sweetness, acidity, mouthfeel, balance, and coffee's overall quality and flavor. These tested coffee beans ship off in large containers. One container can hold up to 300 bags of coffee beans. A bag from countries like Brazil, Indonesia, and Africa weigh about 60 kilograms, 132 pounds. If it comes from South America, the coffee bags weigh around 69 kilograms, 152 pounds. Coffee is traded on the stock market, resulting in its frequent fluctuating prices. Next, the most interesting step, roasting, which is generally performed in the importing countries because freshly roasted beans must reach the consumer as quickly as possible. With roasting, a fragrant oil called coffee oil is locked inside the beans, emerges, which produces the color and aroma of the coffee that we love. Commonly, it is light and medium roasted, while the dark roast is used in the making of an espresso. After cooling down roasted beans, it goes through grinding and packaging. Then it's shipped, either by sea or air. The United States gets most of its coffee supply from Brazil, though Colombia, Vietnam, and Nicaragua are also top coffee suppliers. Finally, by going through international transporters, export sellers, and retailers like grocery stores and cafes, it reaches its final destination, your kitchen cabinets. So after this long process and hard work of hundreds and thousands of people, you brew a cup of your morning coffee. Thank you for watching till the end. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See ya!